Welcome back, Nightly Nonsense. Hey, we're trying to make some sense out of these lives that we have, right? That sometimes are filled with nonsense, like lots and lots of nonsense. We're in Nehemiah chapter 2. We got through a couple verses last time, so I feel very proud of myself. So here we go. Verse 7, right? Let me pick it up with 6. It says, "And the king said to me," the queen sitting beside him, "How long will you be gone? When will you return? So please the king send me when I had given him a time." And I said to the king, "If it pleases the king." Listen, he's just gotten permission, and he's still treating the king with respect, right? If it pleases the king, let letters be given me to the governors of the province beyond the river, so that they may let me pass through until I have come to Judah. Do you see that God gave Nehemiah a download that included protection? Man, do you ever do that? Do you ever pray and ask that God would clear your way before you get somewhere? Do you do that? Do you know that the enemy doesn't want you getting places? Do you ask that God would prep your way on the way to church? Do you ask that he would prep your way on the way to your friend's house, on the way to work in the morning? All of these things. Do you ask God to clear your way? I don't. I whine about it. I cry about it. I want the destination. God, give me my dreams. Give me my vision. Give me my purpose. Give me my whatever it is. Give it to me. Give me our promises. But do you ask God to clear the way so that you will have safety from point A to point B? It's funny, I think about that whenever I think of somebody being pregnant, right? We're so excited about the baby that's coming, but do we sit at that moment and really pray, God, 9 months, you gotta clear the path. You've got to prepare the way for this baby to come out, right? No, we hear that we're pregnant, or somebody else is pregnant, and immediately we go into baby rooms and all the things, right? We just get everything ready. We don't even think about the pregnancy sometimes, right? It's just going to go. It's going to happen out. It's going to pop a baby in 9 months, right? And the world's going to be different, and we know that, but it's going to be great. No, do you prep for the process, right? Do you prep for everything? Do you do that when people announce they're getting married? Do you do that when people get a new job? When somebody says to you, "Hey, I'm leaving my job and I'm going to go take a new one," do you pray for their prep? Lord, prep the way for this 2 weeks, man. Get it ready to go. Help them to be protected. God wants you to have a plan and a purpose. The enemy, all he's doing is trying to thwart that plan and purpose. And Nehemiah knows this. This isn't cakewalk because the king decided that it was going to happen. Nehemiah knows enough ahead of time. God knows what you need. Do you ask him not just for the destination, but for the provision and the protection? And do you do the preparation? Right? Think it through. What might I need to do? Can you imagine in this moment, Nehemiah is super excited. The king has granted him permission to go back, right, and to rebuild Jerusalem. Do you know that's every Jewish person's dream? What if God gave that to you? Right? Not just save Jerusalem, but go back, rebuild it. What do you do with that? Right? And so Nehemiah gets that, but he thinks ahead because of God, because he prayed for the download and he knew what to ask for, right? In verse 8 it says, "And a letter to Asaph, the keeper of the king's forest, that he may give me timber to make beams for the gates of the fortress of the temple, for the wall of the city, and for the house that I shall occupy. And the king granted me what I asked, for the good hand of my God was on me." Check that out. Do you see how Nehemiah goes from the collective, our God, all of a sudden it's my God? Do you do that? Frequently we sing songs, we sing choruses, especially older choruses, that talk about our God reigns, right? Our God lives. Do you ever change it in the middle of singing it to my God? Open the eyes of my heart, Lord, not our hearts. Do you ever change it and say, this is my God. Look at what he's doing for me. Like Nehemiah knew that he needed provision and protection. Do you know that you need provision and protection for the things that God has called you to do? Do you know that? And are you asking it? God, provide for me today and protect me today. Provide for my loved ones today and protect for them. That's what we should be asking. This should be our prayer every morning. Right? Protect me from the evil one. Provide for me whatever you have for me this day. You know what? Nehemiah could have showed up at Jerusalem and realized, forgot to ask for a few things. I got here and I know I'm going to need protection now and provisions. You know, he would have had to write back to the king, courier. And do you know what? That gives the enemy a lot of time. Do you know that God wants to send you on your way to the promised land, but with the provision that he needs you to have and the protection he needs you to have, set apart for him. Before the Israelites got to go attack Jericho, they all had to be circumcised, set apart for God. Right? Then they were prepared. Right? Then God gave them protection and provision as they then went into the promised land, did the things that they were supposed to do. Right? We need the favor of those around us. We need God to provide for us. But it starts with us also recognizing where that's going to come from our God, and asking for it, and then watching as people out of the blue provide for you and protect. This is an ungodly king who's protecting godly work. Do you know that your boss can do that? Unbeknownst to him. Do you know that your unsaved spouse can do that? That they can be a part of God's work and not even know. God can motivate people to do his will, his purpose. If not in their own lights, he'll never make them choose. But he can motivate them to work in your life as well. So listen, Nehemiah, right? He didn't wait till he got to Jerusalem to figure out what he needed. He started on the front side. God's doing that with you. Maybe some of your waiting process is because God's trying to provide for you and prepare you and protect you for what it is he's called you to do. I realized that even this morning as we were studying, man, I am not completely thinking about all the things I need to think about, right? Not counting the cost completely. That's important, right? Ask God for your preparation, your provision, your protection. Hey, we'll see you next time. Nightly Nonsense.